Hello again, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Cell Phones and Smartphones and Mobile Gadgeteer blogs. Today I'm taking a quick look at the new program for Windows mobile devices, specifically the touchscreen devices. And here I have my Palm Treo Pro. I'm running Spb Traveler 2, and as a person who travels quite a bit, this is actually I'm finding to be quite a useful application. So when you first start it up, you're taken to this first page, and as you can see, I've set up different cities here, and the first one is Seattle. And if you look over to the left, now that I have my internet connection, it's rolling through some of the different pictures of the city and the area right over here in the top corner right there. And then you can see the time and date, there's the weather. So what I'll start out with, let's see, if I go to one of these areas and I was to select it, then I would see the pictures right there in full view rather than just the thumbnails, and it will scroll through some of the pictures of the area that I'll be visiting. This is actually, there's Mount Rainier, nice picture there. And then you can close out of that. Oh, and let's go back to Traveler. I just closed out too far. So I tap the X up in the corner and go back to the main view. So then if I go to the time and date and I select that, I see that there's a little bit more specifics on the time and date, as well as a world view there, latitude, longitude, and some other information. And then they all often have those arrows. I can go to the weather and dive into some more details of the weather, including 5-day forecasts. And you can choose your source for weather. You hit refresh to refresh the weather view as well. And I believe if you go to the day, it even dives in more into the morning, day, evening, so you get even more detail on the weather. And then you just simply go back. If we tap on city info, here I think it takes you to a web browser with links to different places, Tacoma, Wikipedia, United States of America, a bunch of different links, that kind of thing. So then, as you can see, I also have a few other cities, and then if you tap up here in the right corner, you can add a city, remove a city, create a meeting, calculate tips, go to Google Maps of the city, or update the pictures. So if we go to add a city, you can go in here and select by name, country code, or country, airport, and filter down into add a city. So if you see along the bottom here, there's 4 type of different tabs. So this is the time and date and city information. If we tap the next one over, we see that there's some trips. And in here you can set up your trips. And when you do set up your trips, you'll find that it'll put the, certain information into your calendar. So if we go over here and add a new trip, just say test for now. It's hard to type when I'm trying to use go work around the camera. So then if I wanted to add an item, so here's where you can see there's a bunch of different items, and if you see, look into my screenshots, there should be screenshots of most of these. There's flight, hotel, train, bus, cruise, car, rental, meetings, activities, and notes. And if you were to tap on one of these, you would see that there's that information is set up specific for that type of transportation. And then you could add your items and view your different trips. Now if I wanted to load a trip, I'm not sure if I have any in there right now, so let's just jump on to the next one. This next tab is a bunch of different tools. There's a tip calculator here. There's units conversion. There's flights. It'll actually use the OAG flight search, so you can find your flights, and it's free. There's no subscription for that. There's a clothing size. There's a currency converter. There's a phrase book and time. Now let's bump into these. The first one is a geo game. So it's a geographic game. It helps you learn the capitals and the flags, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and I'll keep the animation. I'll turn the animation on for this one, and let's start the game. So the first question is, what country is the capital? Torshavn. Now if I select Nigeria and it's wrong, it doesn't do anything. This is see if I go through, and then if I find the right one, it'll actually, with the animations, go and show you where that country is on the globe. And then you can also do it with turning the animation off, and it won't jump to that globe as well. Okay, so that's the geographic game, which is kind of a fun thing to do. But one functionality that I really like on this is the phrase book. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of different languages loaded up. I currently have, you can also get some more phrase books. I currently have Spanish, and you can view by different categories or all. And as you can see, there is, if you look at the scroll bar on the right, there is a lot of information in here. And if you select something, it'll bring it up in a little bit bigger font for you to read and let you speak with at least some of the common phrases in a foreign country. Okay, and then there's the time, and this is just a time converter, so you can kind of see quickly how your different cities that you've selected match up. And then the last thing on this page is options, and here you can set up your temperatures for what units you want, when to sync your weather and currency, what type of currency is your default currency, that kind of thing. The last tab here on the far right is a globe. Now what you'll see is it should dynamically scroll through the different cities that I have selected. And it's spinning through the different cities. And you can hide this little toolbar here if you wanted to. And then you can also, if you tap on that, there's some different options. You can show night, you can show the sky, which will show clouds. Let's try that. You can show your trip, which would show, if I had set up a trip, a line from one area to the other, or whatever my trip might be. So let's see if it, and we can also, if we tap this, it'll zoom in just one level. And see there, it's showing the day and night as well. So let's zoom back out, showing some day and night view. So that's a quick look at the Spb Traveler 2. Very handy application if you travel at all. I've found it quite useful on the Treo Pro and plan to use it on future trips.